It'd be cool if we had something to yell when a tree falls down.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What do you think about this? Extreme caution is advised, a tree's falling down!
Meh.
Okay. How about this? Timber!
Better.
Always use the best line, Suffix 832.
I love that.
All right,
ad.
guys, we're back. We're back live again. It was a little bit windy and we lost a bit of a reception here, but we're back here on the water now with Steve Morgan, and he's just actually landed a couple of fish. So we'll cross over to Steve. You want to run us through what you're doing now, mate? It looks nice and flat where you are.
Yeah. So good morning, guys, and what a lovely day to be in Wivenhoe. I don't know if you can see how rough it is. It always looks better on film than it does in real life, but I'm copping a wave over the bow every 10 or 15 seconds. Got the bilge pump on the whole time, but the important thing is I've caught 2 little bass so far, and Mick Horn and I, you guys work with Mick. Mick Horn and I are in a battle for the wooden spoon in this tournament. He was 12th coming out, I was in 11th, and I think those couple of bass on the board here are going to make a bit of a difference, even though one was only 20 centimetres.
Mate, you're up to top 10 now.
You're in the top 10.
You're in the top 10, so you're smashing the field. Late run, you're coming through.
Well, that's awesome. I like a top 10, so I'm going to hang out here as long as I can until the boat half sinks or the wind goes off. I'm throwing a little blade. I can't face you at the moment because I've just sort of got to drive the boat into this wind, but a little blade with assist hooks on it. I'm throwing it on an edge 30 foot, dropping into 50 foot. And they're very specific where these fish are holding. If you're too far away from that edge, you don't get the fish. So I'm just trying to. The hardest thing is keep in position. Once we get into position, we're getting plenty of bites. It's just holding in that one little spot. The hard bit is.
Yeah, it does look like favourable conditions there, mate. It looks very, very rough.
Yeah, Steve, we've also got Carl on the line. Carl, you would have been used to fishing in some conditions like this over chasing some of the smallies, mate.
Yeah, it looks like smallmouth weather. Looks exactly like smallie fishing.
Yeah, Carl, you know what it's like, mate. Don't they put 2 bilge pumps in the cockpits and pump all the water out? Because I wish I had some of those at the moment.
Yeah, I've had a bilge pump either side of my feet in the cockpit just so it catches up with the water enough because it couldn't drain fast enough.
Yeah,
It gets rough.
You're doing that for 5 pound smallmouth, mate. I'm doing that for 20 centimetre Australian bass at the moment, and I'm happy to catch them.
So why do you think it's tough fishing right now in Wivenhoe? Like, you've got a shot at a big one any cast though, really, haven't you?
Oh, definitely. That's what keeps everyone going here. The way this, you know what it's like. 50 of those little fish are worth a big fish. So we all know Wivenhoe's got heaps of them. I think it's got a big no fishing zone down near the dam wall, and at this time of the year, like a lot of the leaders fished within a couple of kilometres of the dam wall yesterday. So maybe some of those big fish are down in the no fishing zone, but it's a level playing field for anyone. I'm like you, Carl. I just think every cast, next one is going to be, it's not going to be a catfish, it's going to be a 2 kilo bass, and I'm going to get healthy in a hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Steve, I was talking to Tim just earlier and I was just telling him, like, Wivenhoe, we've all been out there, we've all struggled all day, and then next minute you'll get a bite window where you, like you said, you might get that 50 centimetre fish, you might get a school of high 40s come through. It's definitely a possibility, and look, with the scoreboard the way it is at the moment, if you get 3 high 40s or a 50 centimetre fish, you're going to jump right up that ladder. It's
Yeah, and I noticed that, tell me if I'm wrong, but last time I looked at the scoreboard, Killer had overtaken the leader with 4 little fish. So, you know, it doesn't matter that fish aren't big. The fact is he got them registered. And if Maddie and Mick haven't got other fish, you know, hey, I'll take a win with small fish. A win's a win.
That's exactly right. Well, you've caught 25% of the weighable fish today. I think there's been 8. So
I reckon once I get off with you guys, I'm going to get myself positioned well, and I'm going to be trying my hardest to get a limit, because us Morgans, we like it. We like the difficult days, and we like it when if other people don't catch them, it means we do good. I'm all for default. I love default.
That's how Carl operated his whole career.
I just got bit. I just missed one then, yeah. And I can't tell you whether...
Catfish, Steve.
Nah, it definitely was not a catfish, that one. Because if it was a
Yeah,
catfish,
no,
I would have hooked it. I would have hooked it.
Yeah, you
It
would
was
have
a
got it.
55 centimetre bass, and you've just blown your comp there. I'm glad we got it on camera.
Yeah, that's right. So no, we were getting relaxed before the wind came right up. I was just sitting in the driver's seat catching catfish after catfish, and my theory was if I caught them all, then the bass would start. And wasn't I surprised when the 11th fish that come up was a bass? It was like I was only bullshitting when I said that. I just thought it was. I just wanted to have a bent rod, and I enjoy catching fish, but. We'll be all right. We're going to stick on these fish, and I'm using the blade at the moment. I might have to switch it up to a spoon or something just to keep a bit better contact with the fish. I'm fishing 30 to 35 foot of water at the moment with a little 40 mil blade. It's sort of hard to keep in touch with it, so I'll just adjust to suit the conditions.
No, all right, mate. Well, we might leave. Yep, Carl's going to ask you a question.
Are you seeing them on the graph, Steve? Are you seeing them? Are you like when you're idle, or are you seeing them right now?
No, you know what? When I got to the spot, I'm fishing the spot, and there's a wave over the bow. When I got here, I'm sort of fishing the structure, and then I'm stopping, and then they're sort of forming up under the boat. So I'm just trusting that the structure I'm on, like I'm on a break line that goes from 30 to 70 foot at the moment. And they're forming up on the 2D sounder when I stop, and then I get up the front, I can see them on the live scope. They're hanging so tight to that structure. You've just got to be really pinpoint with your cast. You know how challenging it is to try and, in this wind with a brim rod to keep the lure in the right spot, but I wouldn't be doing anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good point, Steve. Like a lot of these anglers that just start looking at their sounder and they're cruising along, just nothing on my sounder. I'm not going to stop. But then as soon as they do stop, the bass will sometimes form underneath your boat, either using it for the shadow or just because of the ping of the sounder. So, is it you got to like trust your instincts over your electronics, or?
I think so. I think the only bass I caught stopped fish on the sounder, and I just went fishing and fished a break line. So it's a bit of a combination at the moment. I am a little bit more confident, but I'm definitely not as long as I can.
All right, Carl, we talked about techniques from America that we use over Australia. Have you used any techniques from Australia over there to help you in tournaments? And I think it might, from what I've talked to you in the past, it might be more the smallmouth than the largemouth that a few of the Australian techniques go well with.
Yeah, I think I pushed it a little bit too much early in my career, but I also don't want to let go of it at the same time, because it gives me that that little that X factor that I could run into something that other guys aren't using. So I'm always leaning back onto a lot of stuff, and I've always got something in my arsenal. But what I found was like a technique like hopping, lipless vibes and silence and stuff off the bottom just absolutely kill the smallmouth. But you can't land them; they just jump off all the time. So techniques that work really well with heavy bait, then that needed braid leader to snap it and get the reaction right. Then the landing rate went right down, because it was like hooking an Aussie bass that jumped 2-3 feet out of the water. And so they were masters at getting off. So as much as it is finding a technique of catching fish, you also have to land them as well. So that was where I found to really find the